Thank you. This is Sharonda Robinson, and I'll be co-facilitating with Ms. Carmela Green tonight as we move you through tonight's discussion and hopefully good information for you related to the My ATX water project. We've got a lot of good information for you, and we hope that you will stick around to also ask us questions. But Carmela, do you want to introduce our Spanish interpreter?
Yes, thank you, Sharonda. Next, we have our Spanish interpreter, Larissa Davila, and she's going to speak to you really quickly.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Larissa Davila, and I am the English and Spanish interpreter. At this time, I'm going to provide the instructions for the people that want to listen to the meeting in Spanish. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Larissa Dávila y soy la intérprete inglés-español para la reunión que tenemos el día de hoy. Si usted desea escuchar esta reunión en español, por favor vaya al enlace que aparece en pantalla. Es bit.ly /myatxwater-número 5. Una vez que usted entre a este enlace, va a poder ir a la parte inferior de la pantalla a donde está el icono del mundo y seleccionar el idioma español. Para compartir comentarios o hacer preguntas, usted puede usar el cuadro de comentarios en la pantalla. Puede llamar al teléfono 855-925-2801, hashtag 8240 o mandar un texto al teléfono 73224 con el código M482. Muchas gracias y los esperamos.
Thank you, Larissa. So now I'll be moving you into the interpretation room.
Thank you.
And I think for those who need Spanish interpretation, we need to provide the link for them. So as we move into Spanish interpretation, Larissa, if you want to make sure that folks know that we need to send them an individualized link for Spanish interpretation that we'll be posting in the publicinput.com comments.
Sí. Yes, let me translate that. Para aquellas personas que quieran participar en esta reunión en español, les vamos a proveer el enlace dentro de la caja de comentarios en Public Input para que ustedes puedan entrar a la interpretación en español. Nuevamente el enlace es bit.ly/myatxwater-5. Y una vez ahí, van a la parte inferior donde está el icono del mundo y seleccionan el idioma español. En este momento vamos a compartir el enlace en los comentarios de Public Input y ahí es donde ustedes nos pueden acompañar.
Thank you, Larissa. I'll be moving you into the interpretation room now.
Thank you.
And while she is doing that, I'd ask that Damien, if you would place the bit.ly link in the chat in public input for folks who need Spanish interpretation. That room is now open and available. And we'll get going from there. So I'll just jump in here and share who is presenting this afternoon, this evening. So as I mentioned, I'm Sharonda Robinson. I'm joined by my facilitator, co-facilitator, Carmela Green. Also here with us is Scott Sticker, and Scott is a public information officer with Austin Water. And he will be going over the presentation today and giving you a lot of good information about the project itself. And we hope to be joined by Jess Roby, who is a project manager with Aclara, who is also here to answer questions. And then you met Larissa Davila, who is our Spanish interpretation. So that's the team that is with you tonight, here to serve you and answer your questions and make sure that you learn as much as you can about the exciting project that's underway, My ATX Water. Next slide, please. So I'll cover our agenda, and I just want to remind everyone that you can place your comments in the chat Those comments will be viewed throughout tonight's meeting. If you see me turning to the side, it's because I'm looking at my laptop that I have set up. And then you can also call us at 855-925-2801 and enter pound or hashtag 8240. Or you can text us at 73224 and enter the code M as in Mary 482. So at the bottom of each slide, you'll see this information as a way for you to share your comments or to ask us questions about myatxwater.com. So I just want to make sure you know that that's available to you. So welcome to tonight's meeting. We want to do a quick icebreaker to get to know you a little better. And then we want to, if you go back to the agenda, and then after the get to know you, we'll go through the, Scott will give us an overview of My ATX Water, and you'll learn about the system and the portal. We've got a quick video to show you around the meter installation. I know some of us have received meters, others of us are expecting to receive meters. And so we want to make sure you're aware of what that process is like and how you take care of your pipes during that process. And then walk through the portal, and then any closing comments, and then we have an exit survey that we'll share with you. So that's tonight's agenda. It should be pretty straightforward. And with that, we're going to turn it over to Scott. But before we do that, I always skip this for some reason. So getting to know you, thanks for making sure that this slide was next. So this is our icebreaker, if you will, and we wanted to know if you could guess the average usage of water for a household in Austin. And again, you can call us with your response. You can put it in the chat, the comment box, or you can text us at 73224 M482 as the code, and we will get your responses. So I'm turning to see who's with us this evening and who can guess the average water usage for a household in Austin. All right. Oh, wow. So Bill Meacham, these are new bifocals, so I'm adjusting y'all. Bill Meacham says, okay, thank you. 11,000 gallons per month. All right, thank you, Bill, for that response. And then Steph G says 5,000 gallons per month. Thank you for your response. We'll give folks just a couple more seconds. There is a little bit of delay between the time that we're doing this live and the live stream through public input. So give us your best guess for the average usage of water for an Austin household. And I'll ask the folks who are with us tonight on the team what your best guess was before you were told the answer. What did you guys think?
Before I was told the answer, I was thinking 500 gallons.
Okay. All right. That's a good guess. Damien, what was your best guess?
I would have thought like 700.
700 gallons? Okay. Well, Scott, can we let you reveal the, we've got another response here. Oh, that's a question from Tom Smith. We'll get to your question in just a moment as soon as we get through this icebreaker that we're doing. So Scott, you want to do the drum roll reveal of what is the average usage of water for a household in Austin?
So in Austin, the average use is 127 gallons per day per person.
Wow. Okay. So that means that Steph, if there are, I was gonna try to do math for a second there, but I'm not gonna try to do math. I just realized it's probably not probably not a good idea. You'd have to have like 50 people in your house to do the 5,000 and 100. I don't know, 100 to do the 11,000. Is that right? At 100, about 127, more or less. All right. So now you know, regardless of my math skills, that it's about 127 gallons per person per month. So thanks for playing.
Per day.
Per day.
Yeah.
Per day. So thanks for playing along with that, and thanks for making sure we got that right. Okay, next slide, please. So Scott is actually up next, and I want to take a moment to just look at Tom Smith's question here. Yes, Bill Meacham says, please convert per day to per month. So we got to get our icebreaker question down. Tom's asking is, will there be a way to shut off water? Yes, we'll go over that in just a minute, Tom. All right, Scott, you're
All
next.
right. I was pulling out my calculator to just multiply 127 by 30. It's a little less than 4,000 per person per month,
All right.
which is pretty good.
Yeah, I think that the way that I asked the question, Stephen G would be the winner tonight. So.
Yes. So just to quickly answer Tom's question, we'll talk about this a little later, but basically the answer is no. The city does not have and won't have access to be able to turn off someone's water through these smart meters. So hey, I'm Scott. I'm with Austin Water. Super happy to be with y'all tonight and talk about my ATX water. This is part of Austin's 100-year water resource plan called Water Forward. There's a lot of strategies involved in this plan to conserve water over the next 100 years and really make Austin's landscapes and structures and everything in the city more water efficient. And part of that plan obviously includes our advanced metering infrastructure, which is sometimes referred to as AMI or smart meters. And that's what we're talking about today. So it's a pretty simple installation process. Our certified technicians from Aclara will replace your existing water meter with our new digitally read meter. It's actually the same brand of water meter. Badger is the name of the brand, and we've used them for years. So it's the same type of water meter. It's just smart. So when the technician comes out, they'll knock on your door and check in with you. And then once it's complete, you'll receive a door hanger saying that the installation was complete, and it'll give you instructions on how to log into my ATX water to the portal. And through the portal, you can receive things like leak alerts, ways to save your water, real-time water use data, and so much more. And here, upcoming next is a little bit of a video kind of explaining it.
Introducing My ATX Water, Austin's smart water meter system. Utility experts call it advanced metering infrastructure, a system already used in cities across the country. My ATX Water is easy for customers. You'll receive a notice that an authorized installation crew is coming to upgrade your water meter. Our technicians will have uniforms and IDs identifying them as employees of Aclara, the company installing the My ATX Water system. They are trained and have been hired locally where possible. It only takes a few minutes to install the new digital meter that measures and transmits your water usage by wireless transmission. These new meters measure your water usage and safely report that information each day via wireless network. Typically, the new meter system fits in your regular meter location, and care will be taken to leave everything in order. But please remove any debris from the area. A notice will be left on your door to let you know that installation is complete and your meter is operating correctly. You will want to run your water from an outside spigot and your bathtub for about 10 minutes after installation to clear the lines. That's it. You are now ready to sign up on the My ATX Water customer portal. You now have a daily glimpse into your water consumption, available to see anytime on a password-protected, personalized website. You can see exactly how and when you are using water, with tools you can customize to alert you to possible leaks or other problems. Every Austin Water customer will eventually have access to My ATX Water. That's 250,000 digital meters to install over 4 years, plus other equipment needed to gather the data. Visit myatxwater.org to learn more about Austin's smart water meter system.
All right, thank you for that video, Scott.
Introduce.
So we're going to come back to you in just a second, but wanted to let our folks know that there are a couple of things that you can do to help Austin Water with the installation if you have not received your smart meter yet. So you'll be receiving a notice, an update in the mail and also via email related to the scheduling for your smart meter installation if you haven't received it already. So be on the lookout for that. And then that update will give you a time frame by when the installation should occur, give you a window for the installation. So as you know that time frame is coming up, we ask that you clear any obstructions at your meter location. Also, if you've got furry friends, you've got pets, then we ask that you secure your pets to ensure that the installer has access to the meter. And then once your meter is installed, Scott mentioned, and then also in the video, we shared that the installer will come to your door and let you know that they're getting ready to do the installation. After the installation is complete, they'll also let you know that the installation is complete. And we ask that you remember to run your tap water for at least 10 minutes after the install. And this is both inside in like your bathtub as well as outside. And is it cold water, right, that they're asking to run? So you run your cold water inside in your bathtub and then outside. And the purpose of that is to clear any debris that may have fallen in to your line during the installation. So run that for about 10 minutes. And then I think one of the most exciting parts of this project in particular is the fact that you will have more information and access to the information about your water use through the customer portal. And so we'll talk about that next, but we ask that you enroll in that customer portal so that you can get all of the benefits and access to that information. So Scott, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the customer portal?
Certainly. Yeah, there's no reason not to enroll in this. The portal is a fantastic way just to track and manage your water use, and it'll help you conserve water and actually save money on your water bill every month. So here's a brief look at the home page, and this is customizable. You can move some stuff around. But on this, you can look at your meter data, your monthly billed volumes and everything. You can check any alerts. We'll send out alerts for sustained use, which might point to a leak. You can also look at recommended water saving tips based on your personal usage and compare your usage to similar households around the city. And using the portal, you can track your water usage throughout your household over time to see if there's any big spikes. So it's near real-time data. So if you start a new irrigation system or install a new dishwasher or something like that, you can actually see how much water you're saving or how much you're using. And it helps you understand your bill a little more from season to season every year. You can download data back from January 2017 to see trends and patterns year over year to see how you've been using water. And when you check your bill, you can see the past few months of billing and usage. And it's where this is the area where you can set certain alerts for yourself and customize how you actually conserve water. If you want the system to tell you or send you an email when your water goes over a certain threshold of usage, you can set an alert here to let it tell you that. And even though it can't quite tell the future, it can help you see a trajectory of your current use for the month based on what you've used after the first few weeks. The estimates are based on current bill data and not actually historical data. But if you're worried you're using too much water, you can look at how much you're using at the beginning of the month, and it'll track and show you how much you might use if you're staying on that track. So you can really help curb your use. And then these are some of the notifications that I mentioned that you can get through the portal. There's high use notifications, which looks at your historical usage from the past 10 days and sees if there's a big spike. Talked about the bill forecast a little, looks looks at your previous months and sees how much it thinks you're going to end up paying for bills. And then ways to chat with the utility and figure out what's going on. We can send you emails when you might have a leak or have a sustained use or something like that. Or if you're away on vacation or you have a property that's a rental that's vacant and water turns on all of a sudden, you can see an unplanned use notification if there's water that shouldn't be turned on that is turned on. And you can see how your household is using water as well. This is where updating and personalizing the portal profile really comes in handy, because you can tell the portal, I have an irrigation system, and it will kind of change based on that. Or you can say, I don't have a yard to irrigate, and the portal will say, okay, well, or you can put in that you have a smart toilet or a high efficiency dishwasher and things like that, and it'll really help show you the pie of how you are using the water in your house. And then these are just a few ways you can actually customize the profile, the portal profile, to help it really work for you and help you save water and save money. All of this is optional. That none of this is necessary to get signed up for the portal. You can just sign up with and skip all these steps, but this will really, really help you get those customized alerts and help you save water. And so this is basically a look at a profile before and after it was customized. This person went in and said, I don't have a yard to irrigate. And so it removed that. And they put in all the other things that they have in the house. And it's showing them that they spend a lot of their water use on showers and baths. They probably have a teenager. So you can really look at this and see how much water is being used in your house and where. And then if you go to myatxwater.org, you can really get a good overview of the project. You can look at the FAQs on there, and you can actually, most of y'all on this meeting should be getting your portal soon or should have already had it installed. But if you're not, there's a map on there, and you can type your address in, and it will tell you if you are scheduled for the next couple months or not. If you're not on the map yet, it just means you're not quite scheduled yet. So check back in a month or so. And if you do have any questions, you can hit up myatxwater@austintexas.gov.
Hi, thank you for that overview, Scott. I really appreciate that, as I know folks who are watching will as well. So now I'm going to turn it over to Carmela, who is co-facilitating tonight's conversation. And she's going to help us make sure we get all the questions down as I monitor the chat and the text line. So Carmela?
Thanks, Sharonda, and thank you, Scott, for that presentation. So we are ready for your questions. So we'll be monitoring those, but as we wait, oh, sorry.
Go ahead and start your video for us.
Starting my video.
All right.
Can you see me now? All right. All right. So as we're waiting for those questions, I have a few. How will I know when, Scott, you did just answer that, how you'll know when you're going to be getting your meter and the website to find out more.
Yeah, and also, Sharonda touched on this earlier, but we send out a letter a few weeks ahead of the meter install. And then we also send an email out through the portal. And in your neighborhood, if y'all's neighborhood is coming up soon, you should see yard signs placed all around the neighborhood. They're blue yard signs that say My ATX Water coming soon. So those are some ways that you know that you should be getting a meter pretty soon.
Carmela, we have a question on public input. And I think that we just answered that question. That is from Bill Meacham. Will we get advance notice of the technician coming? Right.
You will. The email should come about a week or so before the installation comes. Unfortunately, since we have every single meter to exchange around the city, we can't schedule every single person's meter, but we try and let people know as close to the meter install date as we can.
And another question that I think folks have had in previous meetings is, and maybe it's more of a best use case scenario, Scott, around like people, there are some people who have already gotten meters, correct?
Mhm.
Throughout the city. And so how are they finding the use of the portal? Are you seeing any, people who are saying this is really working for me, or how is it working for the Austin Water customers?
The leak alert system has saved a lot of people a lot of heartache. We've had several people email us and say, I got this leak alert from the portal, and I was able to figure out very quickly that I had a leak in my irrigation system, or, oh, it's just, I went in and changed some settings on the portal, and now I realize it's not actually a leak, or they found some leak that they've had for a while and were able to get it fixed. So the folks who are getting on the portal and giving their information on it are really getting the most out of it. We've also had a lot of people loving there's customized water saving tips on the portal, little videos and articles and things like that. So if it knows you have a smart toilet or water saving toilet or a high efficiency dishwasher, it won't target those, but it'll find other ways that you can save water. And a lot of people have found success cutting back their water usage through those tips.
Thank you for that. So I want to see if there are any, Carmela, can you check and see if we've got any comments via public input via text or on the phone line? I know we've got an open phone line here for people to give us comments. So again, there's a short delay between live and what's streaming, so we'll give it just a few moments to check. But thank you, Scott, for sharing about how people are using the leak alerts or the information to understand where they might have leaks where they maybe didn't know before. And the other question that folks have had is, how long does the installation actually take, as Carmela's searching to see if we've got any additional comments?
Sure, that's a good question. So typically the water will be off for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. And then they turn it right back on, and the door hanger that they give you has pretty thorough instructions on how to flush your water lines after that.
So it's not a long process.
No, not at all. It's literally just exchanging a meter and putting in a new one.
Yeah. So this is a really transformative project for the city of Austin in terms of infrastructure. And it will really help redefine how we consume, how we think about our water resources, because each and every customer, if they choose to, can have access to that information via the portal. And so it's really, really exciting to see this coming to life, and to know that there are thousands of meters already out there in the field right now, and that there are going to be a couple 100,000 more over the next 2 or 3 years that get installed. So I'm doing a little bit of tap dance to see if we've got any additional questions or comments, Carmela, that have come in via text or via the phone line.
I don't see any via the text or phone line.
All right. Well, then I think we're good. I'm going to turn my head one more time to see if there's anything else on public input chat.
All righty.
As we're doing this, because we want to make sure for the people who've chosen to spend their time with us, we want to make sure we get them taken care of. And I don't see anything. So I think we can close this out, Carmela. And thank you, Scott, for your presentation. Carmela, you want to take us away?
Sure. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just going to bring Larissa back into the room as well. Just do that really quickly. Right. Larissa, thank you so much for interpreting. Scott, thank you so much for your presentation. And Sharonda, as always, thank you for your help with facilitating. And to our community, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your questions. They were awesome. And if you have any other questions, you can also visit myatxwater.org or myatxwater at austin.gov.
Thanks everyone for joining. Have a wonderful night.